Hello, welcome. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. No worries. Shout out to Jayla. Thank you for being here. Hello, everyone. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Thank you. It's like a green, like metallic green or purple. I'm not sure. There's like a little bit of purple around. Thank you. I know I started the live stream a little bit later than usual. I don't know if anyone else will show up. Hello, hello. I hope everyone, well, I hope everyone knows that I started a little bit later than usual. Yeah, I'm having a good day. Thank you for asking. I hope, are you having a good day? How's everyone doing? I am tired, but I'm happy to be here. Yeah, I had to start the live a little bit later because I had to do something, and then that's why I'm like, I am tired, but I'm happy to be here because I'm like, no, I need a live stream. I need to make sure that like I get to write names and talk with everyone here. Shout out to Lyric. Shout out to, is it Talasia? Shout out to Talasia. Shout out to Grace. Shout out to Caleb. Hello everyone, welcome. Shout out to Jada. Shout out to Talasia. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Ruby. Shout out to Shafa. Shout out to Shafiana. Shafiana. Shout out to Barry. Shout out to Aubrey. Thank you. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Ahmad. Shout out to Madison. Shout out to Belly and Addie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to, what was it, Layla? Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Hazel. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Piper. Shout out to Samira. Shout out to Kylie. Shout out to Che. Shout out to Sabito. Shout out to Mason. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Karen. Shout out to Sienna. Thank you. Shout out to Halen. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Garik. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Claire. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Onyx. Shout out to Declan. Shout out to Tanisha. Whoops, I don't know why I put an A. Shout out to Aria. Shout out to Tanisha. Shout out to Winnipeg. Shout out to Esme. Shout out to Jasmira. Shout out to Liana. Shout out to Sabito, I got you. You're over here. Shout out to Nathan. Nice to meet you as well. Shout out to Ben. I'm doing well, Ashley. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Akam. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Timmy. Shout out to Jacoby. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Eden. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to Rital or Rital. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Abbas. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to McCoy. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to TJ. Shout out to Sinkao. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Unity. Shout out to Spokane. Shout out to Giselle. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Carter. Thank you, Mud Puppy 29. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Junior. Shout out to Juan. Thank you. Who was it? Juan Chill. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to, thank you, Gloria Herrera. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Unathi. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Jada. Shout out to Amanda. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Akila. No, what was it? Eklila? I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Alasia. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Cohen. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Cambro. Shout out to Ronica. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Freya. Shout out to Landon. Shout out to Sabito. Shout out to Yasmin. Shout out to JJ. Shout out to Abigail. Shout out to Jalissa. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Maham. Shout out to Evelyn. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Renee. Shout out to McCoy. Shout out to Roman. Shout out to Skyleary. What was it? Skyleary. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to Sasha. Shout out to Heather. Shout out to RZ. Shout out to Leah. Shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Alexa. Shout out to Colton. Shout out to Georgia. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Jaden. Shout out to Wesky. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Joshua. Shout out to Holly. Shout out to Savannah. Thank you for subscribing. I got you, Holly. Shout out to Najma. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to JNA. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Flugzook. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Joshua, I got you. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking the time to write your name. Whoops, this marker doesn't work. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the live streams. I also post other content. I hope you can check it out as well and support. I would truly appreciate it. Shout out to Charles. Shout out to Eli. Shout out to Lexi. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Catherine. Thank you, Juan. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Briella. Shout out to Clara. Shout out to Aubrielle. Shout out to Samu. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Shout out to Hannah. I know I don't write as fast as I wish I could. Shout out to Landon. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Savannah. Shout out to Alea. Shout out to Elias. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Angelica. Shout out to Marshall. Shout out to Venus. Shout out to Nicholas. Shout out to Kayla. Shout out to Charlene. Wait, is Charlene with... I don't know how to spell Charlene. Charlene, can you put your name again, please? Shout out to MJ. Shout out to Manny. Shout out to Jennifer. Shout out to Daylor. Thank you, Charlene. Shout out to Charlene. Shout out to Amy. Shout out to Kay. Shout out to Daniela. Shout out to Kenji. Shout out to Alina. Shout out to Daniela. Shout out to Kaylee. Shout out to Marlena. Or Marlena, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Amelia. Shout out to Kimber. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Angelina. Shout out to Celeste. Shout out to Orlando. Shout out to Yana. Shout out to Domino. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Gav. Kiara. Shout out to Angela. Shout out to Sitlali. Shout out to... Thank you, Mud Puppy. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Mud Puppy. Shout out to Jada. Shout out to Kezia. Kezia, sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Haley. Shout out to Deanna. Or Deanna. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Isla. Shout out to Lavea. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Amina. Shout out to Jesus. Shout out to Roman. Shout out to Kaden. Shout out to Ella. Shout out to Kiara. Shout out to Julietta. Shout out to Fred. Shout out to Lisette. Shout out to Lonnie. Shout out to Willow. Shout out to Levi, I got you. Shout out to Benji. Shout out to Daisy. Shout out to Leslie. Shout out to Frankie. Shout out to Yvonne. Shout out to Scarlett. Shout out to Daniela. Shout out to Yunche. Shout out to Kimberly. Shout out to T. Shout out to Harumi. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to May. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Alexis. Shout out to Maria. Shout out to Yasmin. Shout out to Joey. I think this marker is running out. I mean, can you still see that? Oh yeah, you can. Shout out to Laura. Shout out to Kapua. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Fredker. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Aaliyah. Shout out to Easton. Shout out to what was it? Raimi? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Jordan. Shout out to Manon. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Valentina. Shout out to Jelena. Shout out to Leonel. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Shamley. Shout out to Leslie. Shout out to Luis. Shout out to Gotham. Shout out to Mickey. Shout out to Karina. Shout out to Daisy. Shout out to Ayat. Shout out to Dawn. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Thank you so much for being here. Leave a like if you enjoy the live streams and if you enjoy the shout outs. I live stream every day around the same time. I also post other content. I hope you can check it out as well and support. Shout out to Raven. Shout out to Jessica. Shout out to Audrey. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Serenity. Shout out to Iceland. Shout out to, is it Rain? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Adrian. Shout out to Domenica. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to, is it that Duckman? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Abinaya. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Kinley. Shout out to Odalis. Shout out to Kate. Shout out to Selma. Shout out to Tedison. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Ava with an E. Shout out to London. Shout out to Aya. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Lavaya. Or Lavea. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Monique or Monique. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Linnell. Shout out to Rudy. Shout out to Jeffy. Shout out to Patrick. Shout out to Winnipeg. Shout out to Ramiro. Shout out to Athena. Shout out to Shanley. Shout out to Solange. Or Solan. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Asher. Shout out to Brittany. Happy birthday. Oh no, how do you spell Brittany? Oops. Oh yeah, Brittany. Shout out to Fromgert. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Victor. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Zara. Shout out to Akira. I'm so sorry, the chat's going really fast. Thank you for your patience. Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Kaylin. Shout out to Solan, I got you, or Solane, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Mendy. Shout out to Grace. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Angela. Shout out to Prisha. Shout out to Zay. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Kamoya. Shout out to Jehovah. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Rosa, thank you. What was it? If I had one message, you had one message to the world, what would it be? Shout out to Aaron. One message to the world. Shout out to Dawson. Let me think about it. Shout out to Elias. Shout out to Marley. Shout out to Rhea. Shout out to Lars. Shout out to Shiora. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Sophia. I think one message to the world would be to like just be nice to everyone, like to treat others nicely. Shout out to Jiva. Like just like spread kindness and niceness to the world. Thank you, Jelani. Shout out to Jelani. Thank you for the flower. Shout out to Carly. Shout out to Finn. Shout out to Jaros. Or Jaros, sorry. Shout out to Ariel. I'm so sorry, the chat's kinda, I'm moving as fast as I can. Shout out to Nina. Shout out to Heather. Shout out to Isabella. Shout out to Gia. Shout out to Braylee. Shout out to Disha. Shout out to Elian. Shout out to Jill. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Rustin. Shout out to Ira. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Brittany. I'll give you a shout out. Happy birthday. Wishing you all the best on your birthday. Shout out to Leah. Shout out to Dunder. Shout out to Maya. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Tazayan? Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Sammy. Shout out to Joe, thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Aoife, thank you for subscribing. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Quentin. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Nora. Shout out to Abby. Shout out to Darwin. Shout out to Abigail. Thank you, Devin. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Devin Pelzer. Shout out to Beth. Shout out to Kai. Shout out to Nana. Shout out to Orisha. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to... Thank you, Devin. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Shout out to... Whoopsie, I messed up. Shout out to Devin Pelzer. Shout out to Maddie. Shout out to Lila. Shout out to Wyatt. Shout out to Clara. Shout out to these people. Thank you so much for being here. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the live stream. I also post other content. I hope you can check it out as well. And leave likes around some of my videos. I would truly appreciate it. Shout out to Ellie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Junipeg. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Everdeen. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Sean. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Leckler. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Nash. Shout out to Leslie. Shout out to Lavea. Shout out to Aliana. Shout out to Briley. Shout out to Anaya. Shout out to Tyson. Shout out to Jace. Shout out to Xander. Shout out to Zion. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Devin. Thank you, Devin, for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Devin Pelzer. Shout out to Damar. Shout out to Vanessa. Shout out to Ishani. Shout out to Easton Ramey. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Lizzie. Shout out to Mila. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to Ellie Mae. Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Casey. Shout out to Danero. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Jamar. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Ciro or Cairo. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Tazayan. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Goodnight Nicole. Thank you for stopping by. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Ron. Shout out to Ellie. Shout out to, whoops, Ellie Barnes. My bad. Shout out to Zion, I got you. Shout out to Emma. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Yunche. Shout out to Zara. Shout out to Ness. Shout out to Madeline. Shout out to Mia. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Allison. Shout out to Hank. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Savannah. Shout out to Talia. Whoops, did I spell Talia correctly? Oh yeah, I did. Shout out to Shakur. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you, Hank. Have a great day as well. Shout out to Shem. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Zeke. Shout out to Puckett. Shout out to Varshini. Shout out to Onanipek. So I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure I really messed that up. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Kaylin. Colin. Shout out to, is it Kaylin? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Anja. Shout out to Sammy. Shout out to Penelope. Shout out to Kaplan. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to Jalaya. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Eve. Shout out to Andrew. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Gael. Shout out to Vamshi. Shout out to Sunshine. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Abby. Shout out to Naveen. Shout out to Amaya. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Ember. Shout out to Nina. Shout out to Lay. Shout out to Domenica. Shout out to Hawa. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Rianshi. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to Nina Broccoli. Ray. Shout out to Evron. Shout out to Porter. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Mimi. Shout out to Hazel. Or Haziel. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Varshitha. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. I'm gonna write your name over here so it fits. Varshitha. Shout out to Eliana. Shout out to Tutor. Shout out to Tista. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Payu. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Jonisha. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Kath. Shout out to James. Shout out to Hanifa. Shout out to Ozias or Ozias. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Fernando. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to these people. Thank you so much for being here. I live stream every day. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy these live streams and these shout outs. I also post other content. I hope you can check it out and support me and my channel and my, well, you'll see. If you see my videos, you'll see what else I do. I hope you can support me in that. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking the time to write your name. I truly, truly appreciate it. And thank you so much for your patience because I know I don't write super fast. Have a great day or have a great night. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.